Welcome back to Uprising. I'm Sonali. News media reporting that a mysterious group of anti-Houthi fighters has entered the embattled country of Yemen. The fighters are calling themselves the Southern Resistance Committees and are fueling speculation that they are Saudi Arabian ground troops. Saudi Arabia has been waging a weeks-long air war against Yemen with U.S. support after that country was taken over by Shia rebels called the Houthis. So far, more than 1,000 people, including 550 civilians, have been killed from a combination of airstrikes and some ground fighting. While Saudi airstrikes target cities like the capital Sana'a, ground troops are stationed along the border at checkpoints. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has warned that Yemen's infrastructure is, quote, on the brink of collapse. My guest is Gareth Porter, investigative journalist and historian specializing in national security policy. His most recent book is called Manufactured Crisis, The Untold Story of the Iran Nuclear Scare. He recently wrote the piece, Houthi Arms Bonanza Came from Saleh, Not Iran. Welcome to Uprising, Gareth.
Thanks very much, Sonali. Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Well, what does Saudi Arabia, before we get to some of these news reports about this mysterious new group of ground troops, what does Saudi Arabia base its allegations on that the Houthi rebellion in Yemen is being supported by the Iranian government? Is there any real evidence of this?
Well, there's a new report that has not been made public officially, but has already been leaked to the news media by a committee of experts, a group of experts that was commissioned by the UN Security Council committee that's dealing with sanctions against the Houthis and the former President Saleh. And this is a committee that has a committee of experts that has carried out a study of the alleged support by Iran to the Houthis. And I've just been reading the latest Agence France Presse piece based on this leak of the report, which is citing a series of incidents that the Yemen government claims shows that Iran was shipping weapons to the Houthis as far back as 2009. The problem that I have found with these reports is that it is not at all clear that these involve, in fact, arms that were being shipped from Iran to Yemen, as opposed to arms that were coming from Yemen to Eritrea, where apparently there has been a connection between Yemeni sources of arms and the Eritrean liberation movement. So there's a real question mark here, which still has to be investigated, and that's something that I'm planning to do in the coming weeks.
Now, if the Houthis are being seen as Iranian proxies, rightly or wrongly, what about the argument that the Saudis are U.S. proxies?
Well, the term proxy, of course, is fairly slippery. It's not very well defined. But usually I think what the term connotes is that the lesser party in the relationship is actually dependent on the stronger party, and in fact is carrying out tasks that are at the behest of the stronger party. And I think the situation regarding the United States and Saudi Arabia is a bit more complex than that, to say the least.